person, coming with a sudden collapse, and it's not very common.
In fact, Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin's collapsing was possibly because of commotio cordis, a blunt force trauma injury to the heart, only seen 20 to 30 times annually in the U.S. and usually amongst young athletes.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Look and Live. You are here with Pastor James Devallon, and this is The Perspective. In this video, friends, we're going to talk about the situation of Damar Hamlin. Damar Hamlin collapsed on the field right after a hit just about 2 days ago. Very concerning, very disturbing. Now, the big question is, what happened here? We're going to listen to a piece coming from News West 9, and then we're going to ask a number of questions because, this is a sensitive topic, so therefore we're going to keep it PG-13, okay? All right, if you understand what I'm saying. Let's take a listen to this, and then we're going to come back to share some perspective.
Hamlin is just 24 years old and is leaving many of you asking, how did this happen to a physically fit football player? Christina, you spoke with a local cardiologist who says this is a rare occurrence.
Well, yeah, Crystal, I had the chance to speak with the cardiologist at MCH's ProCare Odessa Heart Institute, who tells me Damar Hamlin collapsing in last night's game the way that he did is something that only happens 20 to 30 times a year in the country. And while it may be such a rare occurrence, it is very common among young athletes.
It's obviously shocking to see such a young person, coming with a sudden collapse, and it's not very common.
In fact, Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin's collapsing was possibly because of commotio cordis, a blunt force trauma injury to the heart, only seen 20 to 30 times annually in the U.S. and usually amongst young athletes.
So what happens is when they get a sudden blow from an object from outside, so the word commotio stands for Latin word, agitation. So if you get hit with a forced object in the area of the heart, to the pericardium, and particularly at certain timing of the cardiac cycle, the heart goes into arrhythmia. So that's called ventricular fibrillation, where the heart stops beating and stops pumping, so the person collapses.
Dr. Agricula says the medical team on the field is stepping in immediately to help, potentially saved his life.
But the key is to get the help, in a prompt way. And that's, again, emphasizes the importance of having AEDs available in these fields, any kind of player in the field, so that they can get the prompt help.
And with the survival rate being a little more than half, it's a good thing that Hamlin is in the state he's in right now.
This is what we are told thus far concerning him. I'm glad that he's doing okay. Critical condition, but at least we know that from what I'm hearing is going to live. But we have a trend. We have a trend here that we need to pay attention to. Is that what we are seeing is we are seeing more and more athletes falling to the ground at such an early age. Recently, we had another athlete by the name of Nwanuri. I might be saying his name wrong. 38 years old. He actually passed away. His situation, a former offensive lineman for Jacksonville Jaguars, died Friday at his wife's home in West Lafayette, Indiana. He was 38 years old. According to the report, he passed away from a heart attack. Okay. So we have a number of cases here, and then we have Damar Hamlin. Another situation here that happened, which seems to be very, very sad. Now, very new, many of the news broadcasters will quickly tell you this has nothing to do with the inoculation. I think we need to consider it, though. That's my perspective. I am not saying that's what it is. I'm saying we should not ignore it. I think for the past couple years, many of our athletes were recommended to be inoculated or else they were not allowed to play. This has been proven also in Germany, in Egypt, in many other places. It's been reported that there has been such a tremendous increase of deaths among athletes, particularly of myocarditis. I might be saying this wrong. Let me share with you another piece. This is an article. At least 69 athletes collapse in 1 month. Many dead. The report of athletes who suddenly collapse have been increasing noticeably lately. Heart problems such as heart inflammation are often caused one of the known life-threatening side effects of CUV, inoculation. Okay. Which even the manufacturers themselves warned against. Okay. Despite the possibility of this happening as a result of the injection, we can't even say that. We can't even talk about that. We're not allowed to. We're not allowed to consider this possibility. And again, we don't need to go into conspiracy theories. So a lot of things that they call conspiracy theories now is turning out to be the truth. But again, time will tell, because if this is not an isolated incident, like they said, this is a rare condition here. This doesn't seem to happen often. Again, this is rare. This is rare. That's not supposed to be happening. And I agree, it's rare, especially among athletes. But again, we cannot consider the fact that as a result of having been inoculated, that many of our athletes, inflammatory heart, and as a result of this, even though they may be active and so on, it has been proven that, especially during after received that, many of them are passing away. And there was a news that we even spoke about on our channel, where we spoke about what was happening in Germany among many soccer players themselves. They were passing at such a high rate. You know, on average, on a yearly basis, soccer players will have heart attacks or some type of heart condition on the field. About 26 soccer players this would happen to. The numbers was up 3,000, guys. 3,000 in 1 year. That should be concerning. Years before, we were recommended to be, to get that thing, inoculation. Athletes would pass away. On average, 5 NFL players, they will actually have a heart condition on the field. Five in a year. We are about 1,000 now. 1,000. When you have 69 in 1 month, that's seriously concerning. 69 in 1 month. 5 a year we used to have prior to the magic portion, but we still cannot even consider. And again, this is the thing. We just have to sit here and play dumb and act like we don't know what's going on. We're just gonna act like we don't know what's going on. But here is, I'm gonna say a number of things. I'm gonna read a number of quotes here. I'm not gonna give you a Bible verse to Number 1 is, the truth is like the sun. You can shut it out for a time, but it ain't going away. Elvis Presley. All right, that's one. Let me show you another one. Okay, there it is. The truth will always be the truth, regardless of lack of understanding, disbelief, or ignorance. Okay, Clement Stone. I love another one that is by Buddha. Buddha has a way of putting it that I really, really appreciate. There we go. 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Okay, we're just gonna wait for the truth to manifest itself. And if these athletes are dying from just normal condition, hope and pray they recover, all is well. If they're falling as a result of just some type of health issues that they may personally be experiencing, fine. But if this has something to do with what we know about, Listen, man. No matter how hard some tries to cover that up, it's gonna come out anyway. I'm telling you, we're just gonna sit back and wait and watch it happen. It's gonna come out, and I'm hoping and praying that these athletes live through these moments and be okay. But again, listen. Remember, we can't even consider that possibility right now. That's gonna change eventually, but we're gonna just wait and watch. I'm telling you, eventually things are gonna be. The truth is gonna stick out its ugly head, and it's gonna be so purposefully staken out there that there is nothing. There is nothing they will be able to do to reject the truth. And if you still have your doubts, I will highly recommend, go on Rumble. Do yourself a favor. Go on Rumble and watch the movie Die Suddenly. All right, that movie right now is being censored. Is being censored. If you type anything about this movie, you go online. Let me show you. You go on Google. You type this movie. What you get is misinformation, disinformation, Die Suddenly documentary, disinformation, misinformation. Is this? And again, the movie didn't make any claim. When you watched it, they're just saying these coroners are doing autopsies on bodies who had accepted the magic portion. And they are realizing that a lot of these individuals had blood clots coming from their hearts. It's good to watch the movie so you understand what I'm saying. It's just, sudden death in young people. Heart problem often blamed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so go check out the movie Die Suddenly. This film, they quickly debunked it. I mean, they just don't want the world to take a look at this. The film Die Suddenly rehashes debunked claims and conspiracy theories about COVID-19. Now, a lot of things that they call conspiracy theories now, I'm beginning to realize they might be true. You know, Mr. Biden's son's laptop was conspiracy theory at one point, but no longer is. Many things we were told about the inoculation and the Twitter files have shown us many things. We heard that Mr. Fauci was involved in some stuff that we're told was misinformation, conspiracy theory, and everything, an attack on science. And now it turned out to be true. So what am I saying is that many things that they say were conspiracy theory, many things that they said we shouldn't even consider were Russian misinformation. A lot of these things are now being discovered and re-examined and reconsidered as truth. So sometimes I'm wondering is this one of those cases where we're going to have to sit back a couple months from now and say, yo, that was true. You know, these athletes were, and we said that was conspiracy theory to say that there's a possibility of this having a role to play in their deaths, but we couldn't even say that at the time. That was considered conspiracy theory. But now, I mean, the truth will eventually catch up to you. I think that's what's going to happen. I'm just sitting there waiting and watching and praying, and also trying to find a way to communicate the truth without being censored. You don't want to be the next Andrew Tate. You don't want to be canceled to the point where you don't get to do the things that you were set out to do. Anyway, I'll save that for another video. Until next time, and as always, friends, remember to look unto Jesus, to live by faith, and have a good one. Bye.